Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wills, Women, and Wealth podcast. I'm Elsa W. Smith, your Maryland estate planning and probate attorney, and I'm thrilled to have you with us today. We're here to empower women who value their health, wealth, and the legacies they're creating. This podcast delves into a diverse range of subjects encompassing finance, law, mental and physical health, and beyond. Our commitment is to furnish you with invaluable insights, engaging expert interviews, and enlightening episodes that address your questions on wills, estate planning, and probate matters. Remember, this is your community, and we want to hear from you. Engage with us, ask questions, suggest topics. Let's build a dialogue. Reach out to us on social media or leave us a comment below. Your input fuels the conversations we have. You can find all of our episodes on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for our upcoming content. We appreciate your support, and if you enjoy the podcast, please consider leaving us a 5-star review. Your review helps amplify our reach and brings our content to more listeners. And now, on with the podcast. Today's episode is about one of the most misunderstood and most important documents in an estate plan, your last will and testament. Many people think a will is something you create later in life, maybe after retirement, maybe after your children are grown, or maybe when you've accumulated enough wealth. But the truth is, a will isn't just for the wealthy. It's for anyone who wants a voice in what happens after they're gone. Think about this for a moment. If something happened to you tomorrow, would your family know what to do? Would they know who should receive your property? Who should care for your minor children? Who should be responsible for carrying out your wishes? You see, a will is more than just a legal document. It's your voice. It allows you, not the court, to decide who receives your assets, who administers your estate, and if you have young children, who you would want to raise them. Without a valid will, those decisions may be left to state law instead of your own wishes. And while the law provides a process, it doesn't know your family. It doesn't know your relationships. It doesn't know your values. Now, I'd like to speak directly to the women listening today, especially Black women and women of color. Many of us are first-generation homeowners. We're professionals. We're entrepreneurs. We're building wealth that previous generations never had the opportunity to build. We're supporting aging parents while raising children. We're creating opportunities not only for ourselves, but for generations that follow. That's exactly why having a will matters. But a will doesn't just protect your family. For many women, it also protects something they've spent years building, their business. Portions of today's episode were originally recorded as educational videos and have been adapted for today's podcast conversation. Over the years, I've guided many professionals, doctors, therapists, and other business owners in protecting not just their families, but also the practices they've worked so hard to build. Today, I want to speak directly to practice owners. Imagine this. You don't come back to the office tomorrow. Who contacts your clients or patients? Who pays your staff? Who has the authority to make decisions for the business you've built from scratch? If you don't have a plan, the answer could be no one. And in that situation, your practice, the legacy you've worked so hard to create, could face serious disruption. So what exactly needs planning? Many practice owners think first about their personal assets, their home, savings, or family heirlooms. But there's another asset that's often overlooked. And for many of you, it's the most important one: your practice. Whether you're a solo dentist, a boutique accounting firm owner, or a private therapist, your practice is a living, breathing business with clients, obligations, and staff depending on it. It has real value and it needs planning. I've heard stories where a professional neglects this. A solo dentist in Maryland, for example, once passed unexpectedly without a plan. Clients didn't know where to go, staff weren't sure who to report to, and the family was left scrambling to navigate the legal and professional requirements. It was a preventable crisis. Now that we understand your practice is an asset worth protecting, the next question is, where do you start? For every practice owner, there's a baseline step that cannot be skipped. So where should practice owners start? I'd recommend considering a will. A will is the bare minimum, but it's critical. It lets you name someone you trust to handle your estate, including decisions about your business and personal assets. Without a will, the court decides who's in charge. And here's the risk: that person may not understand your professional obligations, client relationships, or licensing requirements. At a minimum, a will ensures someone you trust has the authority to step in and keep things on track. It's not glamorous, but it's essential. At this point, you may be thinking, okay, Attorney Smith, I understand why I need a will. I understand why my business needs one. So can't I simply go online and create one myself? It's a fair question. After all, today, almost everything can be done online. You can open a bank account online, file your taxes online, even buy a house online. So why should creating a will be any different? The answer is simple. A will isn't valuable simply because it exists. It's valuable because it works when your loved ones need it most. The question isn't simply, do you have a will? The real question is, does your will actually accomplish what you want it to accomplish? Because every family is different. Every business is different. Every estate is different. And that's an entirely different conversation. I want you to imagine this. You've done what you thought was the responsible thing. You downloaded estate planning documents from the internet, filled them out, signed them, and tucked them away, feeling relieved. But when the time comes for your loved ones to rely on those documents, they don't hold up. The court rejects them, or your wishes aren't clear. And now your family is left with confusion, conflict, and unnecessary pain. This is a situation I've seen too many families face, all because of documents they found online. It might seem convenient. It might be inexpensive. But here's the truth. Those templates can create major problems down the road. First, are they even the most current version? Laws change all the time, and a document that was valid last year could be outdated today. Second, do you really understand what you're signing? Estate planning documents are legal instruments with lifelong and even afterlife consequences. A small error in wording or a missing clause could completely alter who inherits your property or who makes financial and medical decisions on your behalf. And lastly, third, do you know how those documents must be executed to make them valid? If the proper witnessing rules aren't followed, or if there's even a hint of coercion, fraud, or undue influence, your plan could be challenged in court, costing your loved ones time, money, and emotional peace. Estate planning isn't just about filling out forms. It's about understanding your goals, the law, and how to make your wishes legally enforceable. You've worked too hard and come too far to leave your legacy to chance. Today's episode reminds us that a will isn't simply another legal document to check off a list. It's the foundation of your estate plan. It gives your loved ones direction. It gives your family clarity. And it gives you the opportunity to decide what happens to the life you've spent years building, whether your legacy is your family, your home, your business, or all three. It deserves more than assumptions. It deserves a thoughtful plan. Throughout today's episode, we've talked about three important ideas. First, every woman should have a will. Second, if you own a business, your will becomes even more important because your legacy includes the people who depend on the work you've created. And finally, because your will is so important, it's worth having it prepared with guidance that's tailored to your goals, not simply downloaded from the internet. A generic document may save time today, but a customized estate plan can save your family months of uncertainty tomorrow. If you live in Maryland or the District of Columbia and you're ready to create a will that's designed around your life, not someone else's template, I invite you to schedule a complimentary 15-minute assessment call with a member of our team. We'll help you understand where to begin and what makes sense for your unique circumstances. You'll find the link in today's show notes. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Wills, Women, and Wealth podcast. Today's episode was The Foundation of Your Legacy: Why Every Woman Needs a Will. Until next time, this is Elsa W. Smith, your Maryland estate planning and probate attorney. As always, stay informed, stay empowered, and take control of your legacy.